The samurai was considered most dangerous not when he attacked, but in the moment after, when the strike had landed, when the opponent expected him to exhale, to drift even slightly into relief. That moment of aftermath is where most warriors died, not from the fight itself, from leaving too soon. You do the same thing every day. You just do not have a sword to make it obvious. The Japanese called what those warriors lacked Zanshin, the remaining mind, the quality of presence that does not dissolve the moment something ends. And what the samurai understood about combat, you need to understand about your own life, because the way you leave moments is quietly costing you more than any mistake you have ever made. Notice it the next time it happens. You finish a conversation and your phone is already in your hand before the other person has stopped speaking. You complete something you actually worked hard on, and within 4 seconds, you are scrolling, eating, watching something, anything. As long as it is not the silence of just having finished. You end a relationship, a job, a chapter of your life, and instead of sitting inside what it meant, you immediately replace it. You are addicted to the next thing, not because the next thing is better, because the present one requires you to actually feel it. Nothing accumulates. That is what this costs you. The Japanese had a word for the gap this creates. Kyo, an opening, a vulnerability that appears not from weakness, but from absence. In combat, the moment a warrior's attention drifted, Kyo appeared, and through it, everything fatal could enter. In your life, Kyo is quieter. It looks like a year passing and feeling like nothing really landed, like doing the work but staying the same, like having experiences and somehow not being shaped by them. You moved through everything. You were just never quite inside it. You were there, but you were not present. Zanshin is not a habit. It is not something you add to a routine. It is a decision to stay inside a moment long enough for it to actually reach you. When a conversation ends, do not leave immediately. Sit inside it for 30 seconds. What was really being said? What did you feel that you buried before it surfaced? When you finish work, before the distraction, ask what it cost and what it gave. When something ends that mattered, let it end fully before you replace it with noise. 60 seconds. That is all Zanshin asks most of the time. The version of you that you are trying to become is being assembled in exactly the moments you keep abandoning. The insight that was 1 second from arriving. The clarity that needed silence, you did not give it. The lesson that required you to stay, and you did not. Every time you leave before a moment is finished, you walk away carrying less than it had to offer. And you do this dozens of times a day, every day, and wonder why progress feels like it is always almost there but never quite arriving. It is arriving. You keep leaving before it lands. The samurai did not become who he was in the moment of the strike. He became who he was in the quality of presence he brought to everything after. The strike was the event. Zanshin was the becoming. Your life is full of strikes you have already made. Conversations, decisions, work, attempts, losses. The question was never whether you acted. The question is whether you stayed long enough to become something from it. Zanshin, the mind that remains, stay.